Hey folks, Steve Sweeney here with Headwaters for Heroes. We're here at Station on 290 again for this series that we're doing during our 10th annual Headwaters for Heroes Combat Wounded and Gold Star Families Benefit. And I'm right now got the pleasure, great friend, Mr. Randal Reeder. I tell you what, we met 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Through our good friend Mr. Jeff Barrett.
Absolutely.
And y'all came out to our event 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Which one was that? That was the
that'd probably been the eighth
annual. That
or
sounds
seventh
about
or
right.
eighth,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Because we got kind of messed up with COVID.
Yeah, we did.
And so that kind of threw us off a little bit. But man, I tell you what, it's been a pretty interesting ride. The relationship. First, at Randall, I mean, I'm sure everybody out there knows you, but man, you've been everything.
Well, I've been in a lot of movies, a lot of cool movies and TV shows. Absolutely.
And don't
I've been
forget
blessed.
wrestling, man. You're a wrestler.
And I'm telling you, I'm a wrestler, and there's a lot of wrestling fans that it's like they're in the closet or something. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It seems like every other audition I've ever been on, I've been in there and the directors will be like, "You a wrestler?" And they'll start asking me all these questions, and then I forget everything I'm supposed to be saying in the audition. I'm like, "Hey, you mind if we knock this out, then we can go to lunch and talk about my wrestling career?" So yeah, it's. I was a wrestler and got into the movie business here in Texas, where it was the Third Coast, and did a bunch of cool stuff. Walker Texas Ranger, guest stars and stuff, and then did 2 big movies here in Austin. I'd kind of went to Hollywood once or twice before, and then once I did Sin City and then Idiocracy, I just said, nah, it's now or never. Went to Hollywood and kind of never looked back, so to speak, but never gave up my Texas residence.
There we go. Because I was gonna say you're here in Texas.
That's right. They're like, come on, just change your Texas. I mean, I don't think it's legal to stay out there that long much in that state, and not do that, but. Why don't you just change your driver's license? Why don't you just change your residence to here? I'm like, because if Texas ever secedes, I'm going home.
Well, we can talk about that later.
No political, politics.
Well,
maybe.
when we first met you and y'all were working on a Safe Savage Outdoors, to follow up from your killing and grilling days.
Right.
You had that show going for how many years?
Yeah, we had Killing and Grilling. We were the number one or top show on Pursuit Channel, and nobody really shares those statistics too much. But we were way up there on Pursuit Channel the first year when we did Killing and Grilling. Second year we did KNG Chronicles, and we just took the killing out of the name.
Yeah, why did you do that? Tell me, why did you do that?
Because sometimes sponsorships people, marketing people get squeamish, and they're like, it was a big automotive company that we thought was perfect for us, and they said, we will never, ever, 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 3 evers in a row, sponsor a show with kill in the title. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a door slammer. So we changed it to KNG Chronicles. Actually, about then we started saying, get your KNG gear. All year long, we were like, the KNG Posse. Like, we totally branded it. We knew we were going to change the name. So when we took on the investor, we told them, hey, we're going to change it to KNG Chronicles. And it was good because we took on other characters and, by the partners, like when Rock Borlon came in and all that. And then we ended up, we were going, I was going back to Hollywood. So, it was going to happen. So, kind of just sold it to Rock, and he still kind of does it. He changed the name to On the Road, and but he's still on Pursuit Channel and everything. And then when COVID happened, man, and we were just like, I guess it was COVID happened, and we were just like, well, we could go back to doing Killing and Grilling, and so we were thinking about a name, and God had kind of given me this peculiar ministry, where we go into the bars at 2:00 on Sundays. Save Savage, and we really didn't. Maybe I didn't know that's what it was yet. I just knew Save Savage was a thing that God was calling me and telling me I was. So Rick's like, "Well, let's just call it Save Savage Outdoors." I'm like, that's a good idea. And we came down and we're filming because Jeff Barrett, who had he was the executive producer on Sons of Thunder, which we'd done for PureFlix, the series we'd done for PureFlix, and he was like, well, hey, could y'all go filmed down at Headwaters for Heroes, that charity I was telling you about. They had tried to get me to come the year before,
Right.
but I was booked. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it. And so we came down and we filmed. We took, we took Matt Deathridge hunting. Took Steve Land. I don't know. Anyway, we went out hunting and did all that. And even that weekend, I told you, I don't know, can we just do a show for y'all? Like, y'all's organization is so awesome.
Yeah, and
You know?
when you brought that up, I was like, he's just blowing smoke up my skirt,
and after the 10th time of me saying, hey man, really, can we do a show for y'all? No, I mean, because it has such heart. What y'all are doing is incredible. This organization's amazing. Rarely, we've worked with a lot of good charities, but I don't know. There's something about everyone really has their heart in it here. Y'all don't have any almost no full-time staff.
Yeah, we've only got Holly, and she gets paid roughly $15 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, which is the new minimum wage, so I guess we're going to have to give her a pay raise.
She's got to get a pay raise.
And she's great. She does a great job, but everybody else, like I said, we're all volunteers.
It's totally volunteer, and we just haven't run across that much. And we were just like, we fell in love with everything about Headwaters for Heroes. And that's really why I just kept going, hey, man, hey, and finally I'd just given up. And then you're like, hey, I kind of talked to everybody, and we might do this. And I'm like, yes! And we were super excited.
And then that's when we started Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors.
Yeah, we did season 1.
Season 1 was, got great reviews.
Yeah, exactly. We did exactly great reviews. Put it on Pursuit Channel because that's our old friends there at Pursuit Channel, and it's done. I guess it's rerunning right now, and then it also lives on Americanic. Well, I guess one day will be on Pursuit Up. I don't know how that works, but
but I've been asking that
it's
question.
It's going to be there eventually. It's going to be there, but it lives on Americanic.com or Americanic TV, which you can you get by subscribing to Americanic.com, and we've got a healthy split with Headwaters for Heroes because we don't care to make any money on Headwaters for Heroes. We just want to help. So anybody who does subscribe, I can't legally say the split, but it's a good split. And that's what we're doing now. Now it's like raising money for this amazing charity that we love so much, that does so much. So much for...
Well, I'll tell you, the support that we've gotten and the responses that we've gotten has been really, really good. It wasn't easy.
No.
You had a bunch of these guys like myself that I run my own company, and we're all out hunting, we're out doing stuff, and we have a different idea. So it was a challenge for us to learn what the whole filming industry, so to speak, was, and there was a few times there was words back and forth, but because I believe all of our hearts driven by God were in the right place.
Absolutely.
We saw through everything, and I think what it did, it let us develop a relationship where we can say what we really have on our mind and on our hearts to each other. It might hurt our feelings a little bit, but we all know where it's coming from.
Oh, man.
And so it was great. So, with your career, you've moved into this Americanic.
Right.
And man, you got this streaming platform.
Pretty crazy.
It's incredible to see. When you look at today's technology, there's so much out there. And I'm going to brag real quick. I haven't bragged out loud yet to anybody. This is going to be seen. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but CNN Plus is going down the tubes. Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors had more viewers than CNN Plus. That is awesome. That's badass. I tell you what.
That's incredible. Yeah.
But I believe it's not only because it's hunting. I believe it's because this world is making a shift back.
Right. Absolutely.
We went left. Mm-hmm. This world is we're trying to pull back right, and it's God that's pulling it. Yeah. And so I'm excited about that.
Well, in the industry, the Hollywood, the system, not just Hollywood, but all over, no matter if it's Vancouver or Florida or where, I said, I don't know. Maybe it matters in Florida. But anyway, you know what I mean? It's like wherever they're making these movies, Hollywood is still out there doing that, or the TV shows. And it's just, they dominate. The left has, the far left, not just the left. I mean, that's what with Americanic, we're not some right-wing answer to Netflix. We're just well, anyway, I won't talk about them too bad. But we want to go right down the middle, from Union Democrat all the way to Trump conservatives. We just want to make entertainment entertaining again, and put heartfelt stuff like Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors, to where it means something. And we know that it's not, we've seen all this. I've been in that system for so long where we need drama, we need fights, we need all of this kind of stuff, like within the reality shows and all that. It's disgusting, and we know that that's not what everybody wants, but that's what they want to shove us, because they want to shove it and divide us and get us pissed off all the time.
But the reality shows, I think that's really a strange name to call them, because there's nothing real about what they're doing, and we've seen that in different places.
Yeah, well, they used to start. They when it started, I mean, the first couple seasons of the first couple, it was just a docuseries. They would just follow with cameras, and we're filming stuff like that now. That's a docuseries. Dude, Headwaters for Heroes, really, the best way to describe it, when people say, well, what is it? I'm like, really, it's just a half-hour documentary on an individual, be it a Purple Heart veteran, or we filmed some Gold Star families, where it's really about that individual and their journey and their healing and all that through the outdoors.
Absolutely.
And so we really just slow it down a little bit, and we just make a heartfelt documentary every week, or every episode. And
that's one of the things that the feedback we're getting is that they look to see what's next,
right?
Because they're getting to know a veteran or a Gold Star family through, as we say, it's like a documentary. They're getting to know and understand. They're gaining a better understanding of what our veterans have dealt with, and to be able to see that, wow, man, these veterans are, they're really doing stuff.
Right.
And that's the cool part about the show, is we're showing what they're doing. Right. And hopefully that serves as even as a mentor, I guess you would say, for other veterans to say, I can do something.
Absolutely. Or for people to join in. Now people can actually join in by donating to Headwaters for Heroes and other organizations. That's what's cool about y'all. We're the same way. We're not stingy. It's like, with our platform, like, there's room for 10 others. I mean, look how many the left has. Like if somebody else comes along, I got one like that. Well, cool, man. I mean, we can find some synergy. Same thing. I mean, y'all work with other charities, I'm certain, and I know that y'all, it's not about the money. It's not about the glory. It's just about the individuals.
It's about the service to our.
Absolutely. They served us.
Yeah.
So let's serve them.
Exactly.
That's what we love about Headwaters for Heroes, the organization, and really that's what we try to show on Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors. And I applaud y'all for taking the because there was a chance to go to just say, oh no, we're gonna slow it down and we're not gonna do kill porn, like some of the hunting shows, which is fine. We all watch hunting shows. We all like them. I'm not saying we don't like those, but we wanted to slow it down and really just do something that was a small documentary each week. And y'all were like, that's what we want. And I was like, all right, then that's what we want to do. We want to do really good, and I'm so proud of it. Like, I'm so proud of it.
Oh, it's very professionally done. It really, really, it's hit home with a lot of people. Right. We've seen people that have gone online and donated, even from California.
Right. Yeah.
We gained a ranch this year as a result.
Nice.
The ranch manager called me. Somebody that I knew. He said, "Hey, the owners of the ranch saw the show, and they said, we need to get involved with these people." And he said, "I just happen to know Steve Sweeney," and so it is. People are saying, "I want to be a part of that."
Yeah.
It is different. It's not your normal hunting show, and that's been great. But moving back to Americanic, where did you come up with the desire? I know what you've said about Netflix and all these others, what they've got going, and where did your heart What drove you to
Yeah.
just say we got to do this?
You know what's funny? So I actually, we had years ago before we knew you, and I don't even know if you know the story, but I designed an app like to compete with Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. When in doing it, I said, guys, it was back when Trump was running for president or just gotten, and I'm like, guys, we got to have our own platform, a platform that's not going to, and it was before they got crazy. Yeah. I'm like, I'm telling you, they're going to shut us all down because it was always a little nuts. We just had a feeling it could go completely crazy. Right. Well, it did. And anyway, so we had this app, and it was great, and it was amazing, and we built it, and we were going to sell billions of dollars. And actually, one of my partners actually came under attack by the government, like it was crazy. It was like some, anyway. So they were just coming after him, as some of them, as these agencies do sometimes. So anyway, it just didn't work out for whatever reason. Long story, way long story. But that didn't work out. But we thought it was going to sell for $30 billion, and it was going to be awesome. And at that point, I'm like, cool, because then I could go buy a TV network and just change the format and make this Americanic TV. So literally, that's what it was years ago. I wanted to make. So I just wanted to get rich enough to buy my own network and just make something that's very American-centric, iconically American. And of course, by then. So then years later, I still had that idea, but streaming kind of popped off, Right. So there's these streaming platforms like, oh, wow, I don't have to go buy a network for $200 million or something, and change the format. Plus, cable's on its way out. And so it kind of happened. And then, with working with PureFlix and then working with this other streaming platform, and then they kind of went away, and then somebody that was on the board there says, hey, you had a great idea about this Americanic thing. If you built that, we would come. And Graham Family Films, Ben Graham, Graham Family Films, he says, if you build it, we will come. Like you will be our streaming platform. And me and my brother are like, really? Are we going to gamble everything again? Like, haven't we learned the last 4 times we've lost everything? So we did. We did it. We did it, and then now it's up and running. We're going to launch the 4th of July, and we've got subscribers. It's awesome, and so that's kind of how it came about. And then of course, around that time, I'm just getting sicker and sicker of Hollywood and just disgusted every time I turn on the news and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what, America has to have this. Like, we have to have something that we can just tune in and enjoy. And, back the days of, we want, Outlaw Josie Rails type of stuff, and very few times, when they finally do get that squeezed, like somehow they slide that through the system and they do a movie like that, it's a huge success. Yellowstones and all this kind of stuff. But it's very few and far between because they just don't. Right. They want to shovel this agenda, and so that's kind of where it came from. And then it's just like now people are like, yeah, America needs this. We'll support this, because we've got to help you build this thing, and that's really what we did. Instead of going everybody's like, that's a great idea. You should do a crowdfunding, and we're like, how about we just build it and we go straight to subscription model? And they're like, that's crazy, but sure, and we did. And now that we've got a lifetime subscription, it's limited to 1,776 lifetime subscribers. Yeah, so
that sounds.
We just thought it was a cool random number. That's all.
Cool random, yeah.
So we did that, and then of course we have annual subscribers, and in another month or so, by the time we launch the 4th of July, we'll have $10 a month subscriptions. But right now it's pretty cool. So and now we're looking for new content. So we create some new content. We're creating other new content.
Tell us about. I've been hearing rumors that you guys are working on something pretty big.
It's pretty big. We can't tell you too much about it, but
and here I thought I was going to get the scoop. Thought I was going to get the scoop.
In a month or so, you will have the scoop when we can go public with it. But it does involve Paul Sr. and Orange County Choppers, and
we've got Paul Sr.'s bike sitting right behind us.
That was actually, there's a really cool story about it, but I can't remember. So, hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
Nick's here.
Nick from Orange County Choppers. Come tell us about this.
I'm going to try and get there without falling. I'm too big to fall.
How are you, Nick?
How are you guys?
Good to see you, man.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I enjoy stuff.
Man,
like this.
you came in for our event and you brought not just one but two
Two.
to display up here for our first ever motorcycle rally, and this is just crazy. Who would have ever thought Orange County Choppers being Harper, Texas?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
Because if you can't tell from his, well, he doesn't think he has an accent. He thinks we do. But
They
you
have
can't
an
tell
accent.
from his dialect that he's not from here.
No.
Like, he's not from around
There's
here.
6 people in this room, 5 of them have accents, and I do not.
Yeah. He's not from Orange County, Texas.
No,
I assure
or
you.
Orange County, California, any place like that.
Orange
but,
County, New York.
yeah, that's where it is. Everybody asks.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest questions ever. Every time we went to it, you guys drove all the way from California? I'm like, no, but
That's all right.
right. They always just say American Chopper, California. Right show, wrong state.
Yeah, and
You
then
know,
they
we
go,
did a lot of
and then
that.
they go. I'm sorry, I never was good at geometry.
Yeah.
So you were actually on the series.
I was in the background forever.
Forever.
I'm more in the front now, and but I was always there. I knew Paul a long time. I was a kid. Not a kid, not like Cody. I wasn't in my teens. I was in my teens, but, an adult. And I got up there, and they never got rid of me, They didn't know how to get rid of me either. 'cause
They probably couldn't get
no,
rid of
that
it.
was the thing. It wasn't like I was up there for the money. At one point, I wasn't even getting paid to be there, and I was like, well, you don't pay me, so you can't fire me.
So what's it like being around Paul Sr.?
It's the best thing ever. I mean, it's nothing like that anybody's ever known.
Right.
Nothing that anybody was ever told he was.
Right.
This is a guy that, at one point I was not needed at all, but he didn't say you're not needed, go away. He made me a part of everything without me asking. And he's appreciative of everything I do, and that's why I go there. Now, have I ever heard that? No.
Yeah.
But not because, not because he doesn't say it,
He's
but
just not
because
that-
he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Just his actions and everything. Like, hey, Nick, Paul, I need bikes. Here, take it. My bike.
Oh
His
yeah,
bike.
so yeah, Paul Senior's a cool guy because we just spent a little time with him. Can't really talk about why, but anyway.
Why can't we?
Well, it was a long dinner. It was a few weeks we had
It was
dinner.
a very long dinner.
But yeah, he's a great dude. Not at all what he was made out to be. Let me say, I don't even want to say, I don't know legally, but
Yeah.
what you think he is, he's not. And probably never really was.
But I understand he's a very charitable individual.
Look, there's stuff like animals, okay? Animals, children, and veterans. If you are any one of those 3, good luck not having him help you.
Yeah.
Because, he's him and his wife, president, vice president of SPCA New York State. Nobody knows that. And you think it's because
Really?
he got famous? No. He's been
So
doing
they may not be big supporters of Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors. And I was showing him some stuff, and he goes, I said, "Did you see the stuff I showed you?" He goes, yeah, it looks really good. The hunting stuff I wasn't so into, but it looked good.
Yeah, but the other thing that nobody ever knew that, and if you think it started after Orange County Choppers, it's not. He's been rescuing animals for over 30 years. Orange County Choppers,
Really?
22 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
So and his wife Joni's been doing it. She's been at the SPCA alone, I think, for 26.
Yeah, he's just
so
good.
that's all stuff he does, veteran things, and he was in the Merchant Marines and everything, and he did a whole bunch of stuff that
But
nobody
then
even knows about.
he makes cool.
He makes a couple
bikes
scoots
and,
that look like that.
Yeah. So this one was actually. So this was his this was.
That was built for him. That wasn't a theme bike. That was the Paul Senior. If you look on the oil tank, his
I
face
saw
is
that.
actually etched into the oil tank.
saw that.
So that's senior. That is a senior series build number 3.
Right.
And we have Little Red, and we got a couple bikes. He's still got all of them. We got a restaurant down in Florida, the Orange County Chop, OCC Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. We had the cafe in New York. The Roadhouse is very cool because we have all the bikes that we built on the show down there, and pretty much while you're waiting for your table, just walk through, and they're all on the floor. Bikes just
museum.
sitting like that.
It's a museum.
So if this was our dinner table, there's a bike right there just like this. It's our museum,
Wow.
and museum and restaurant. Seniors there,
A whole wall to a whole wall to the
9/11.
to 9/11 and all that.
So do you
It was-
remember the fire bike?
Incredible.
It had the fire extinguisher,
Yes.
fire hydrant
Yes,
carburetor.
yes.
So that up in New York, that bike had a whole. So accidentally, somebody came and stuck a patch off of their uniform up on the wall in New York, and then it turned into, I think, I don't know, 20 or 30,000. There was, I think, 20,000 patches on the wall, and we still had, like, you know, the 6 gallons, individual gallons of Poland Spring, tons of boxes and Tupperwares of ones that we just couldn't fit on the wall. So we were able to move that wall down to Florida, so it's the same thing there. It actually has more of a wall, but we still can't fit all the patches.
Wow,
you know, because
that's incredible.
Senior's got a wall just of his dogs, and that is untouchable. Well, we can't put anything there. So Gus and Maddie and Marty and all those, they're all up on the wall and everything. All of us are down there, but
Because you also brought the 911.
That's what
I do. Well,
this is.
so I don't have the original. The original 911 bike is down in Florida. We have the 20-year anniversary 911 that we just did this year.
It's still sweet.
No, it's awesome. Once you see the page up, I don't know if you saw it yet, but
You were parking it on the sidewalk at the restaurant.
Well, look, if it's got to be parked, it doesn't get parked in the street. It gets parked there. Wherever we're sitting, that's
You
where it's
couldn't
gotta
park
be.
it there in case someone needed to tire their horse around.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, dude,
they're lucky
come on.
that door was that small. Otherwise, that's what I would sit on and eat. But, so we've done stuff like that. But no, yeah, Paul is something. You know, this means that he would something like this. He would have loved to. His schedule. People don't realize. I don't think even with not being on TV, his schedule hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I have stuff where we have to remind him that while he's shaking this guy's hand, we got to be at this guy's place and this guy's place and this guy's place. And Paul's the best. I mean, as far as scheduling goes, Joni's awesome. We have Jim and everybody there, and he gets everywhere. He gets to every spot. It's you figured this long, this many years later, but he's gonna be what's today? Friday.
Yeah.
His birthday's Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna be 73 May 1st. So
Well,
he looks
happy
great.
birthday, Paul.
Yeah, he looks great. He acts great. There's one thing consistently I can tell you that he's always done, and there's a little saying in Orange County Choppers that's near and dear to my heart, and it's "Shut up, Nick." And
It's pretty near and dear to mine.
yeah, I mean, what happened is,
I've adopted
the
that.
ironic part of that story is that I was told to shut up the first time that where it became a thing was it was the one time I wasn't talking. And we were in a meeting room, and Joni, his wife, said, "Hey, we were sitting there, and we had people that were talking about a bike and doing about a charity event. Actually, it was for an animal shelter. So they had come up, we were talking about them and stuff. And I was writing stuff down and kind of jotting my ideas down about what I wanted to do. And out of nowhere, Joni stands up and she goes, "Shut up, Nick." And my reaction was, "Sorry, Joan," and that was it. Went right back to normal. So then Paul has adopted it and added a couple words extra.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't want to say because we're veterans and kids around here. But but stuff like this is stuff that means a lot to Orange County Choppers. I mean, everything. I couldn't even tell you the amount of bikes. We just did 2 years ago the 100th anniversary of the VA bike, which came out beautiful. The Oscar Mike, so where he built the chopper that's wheelchair accessible. For a disabled veteran, yeah. So the Christopher Reeve bike. Christopher Reeve, that was a bike where somebody who was in a wheelchair was actually able to access the bike and drive it. He did, yeah.
Awesome.
So, stuff like this look, my dad's a two-tour Vietnam vet, 100% disabled with Agent Orange.
We thank
Yeah,
you for his
Marine Corps.
service.
Yeah, he went in the Marines, he got hurt, went back. He's an honorable discharge. He recently lost his foot, But those Marines, they're tough. No offense to anybody else, but my dad's 73, March 20th. He weighs 1 pound heavier than he did in Vietnam, and he could put on his dress blues, and they've never been altered.
Wow.
Yeah, so I told him he used to be 6'1.5" inch, now he's 6 foot half inch, and so I told him he lost a foot and a half inch because he lost his foot this year due to Agent Orange. But he's tough. He's a Marine. He stuffed his sock 3 days after being back from the hospital and went bowling because he didn't want his team to be down a guy.
That's awesome.
That's all you guys. That's what everybody does.
So the cool thing. So this year, which is awesome, bringing Nick in. So this is the first year you've done the car show before.
Oh, yeah.
Or y'all have, but
Quite a while now.
I remember, each time. But this year, a bike or a bike run. Is there really a bike? Is there a bike show or just a?
There is a bike show. When
run?
they get back at 2 o'clock on Saturday,
Right.
then we're going to quickly assemble them, do a judging, and we have awards for the bike show.
Oh, very cool.
Super.
Can I put that in cheating or no? Is that,
That might be a little bit.
I think we'll just say exhibition.
well, there's something that I
status
did
for
too that I want to help you guys out, and I didn't really run it by anybody, but I'm going to do it now, so I hope I don't get in trouble. I did bring a lot of Orange County Choppers retail, and whatever does sell,
Awesome.
I'm gonna donate a portion of it to.
That
I
is
never know
bad.
what you're. I never know what you're gonna say.
No, yeah. I wanted to do that because I had some stuff. I said, and I called Joni. I spoke with her. We had a little meeting on the phone. I said, look, I know we have retail that we sell. I said, but can I take a chunk of it? She goes, yeah, you do it. You know what to do, and you've been with us a long time. So I would like to donate. We'll get together afterwards, but once everything sells, I'd like to take whatever we could get and take a piece of it and give it back to you guys.
Awesome.
Because I really appreciate it.
That means a lot.
Well, you know, it meant I know you guys think it's cool that Orange County Choppers is here, but it also means a lot to us that you have us here. Right. You know, I mean, I know that we're Orange County Choppers, but, you know, everywhere we go, it's because we appreciate being there. You know, a lot of times there is no appearance fee. Right. I mean, there should be, but it's not for stuff like this. There shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know, and anything that we can give back, even if, you know, just coming here, like I said, means a lot to us. So to show our support with it, you
For
know, we
those
like to
who
do
have
stuff like
done
that.
so much for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
You
we
know,
love about.
and Paul's one of those guys too. You know, I mean, he was in the Merchant Marines. He understands. He went there. I said those guys are some of the toughest guys because they were same place my dad was, except they didn't have weapons. So, you know, they went in there and they were expendable. Hey, carry it. Yeah, go ahead in there. Go, Senior, you know. But I'm not ever worried about Senior. I said to Senior all the time, I say to Randal all the time, when this world ends, it's going to be Paul Tuttle and the cockroaches having a conversation because nobody's going to survive the whole thing at the end except for Senior and the cockroaches. So he's going to be here forever, and I love him. He's family to me. But I appreciate being down here. It means the world to me.
Well, it means a lot to us. It was quite a surprise when I got the call that you guys were coming, and I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
You know, and it was short notice to try to get it out there. We've seen some activity on Facebook about it.
Very good.
You know, it'd been awesome to have Paul Senior here, but
Yeah.
man,
Maybe next year.
just having
Maybe next
OCC
year.
here is
Yeah.
just, it really. It means a lot to us for what we do. And what we're seeing right now is we're starting to see a lot of different groups, a lot of different companies are starting to take notice. And a lot of it's our longevity because of the way we operate.
Right.
We've watched other organizations come and go. You know, it's easy to sit and outside and say, well, this is why you didn't survive. But I'm a true believer in why we survive. It's God first and foremost. But it's the heart and soul of what our people, they all want to give back. And Randall, you've met a lot of our staff that are veterans, and you know, but we're seeing people are gravitating to us, and it means a lot because it tells us we're doing the right thing.
Right.
And you know, having you here has been just absolutely phenomenal. I'm just tomorrow.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
There's going to be people coming out just to see
It's gonna be excited.
what's going on, and I can't thank you enough for being here. And
Well, I can't thank you enough for having us. Like I said, even though we're Orange County Choppers and we are OCC, and I love being a part of that, we get as excited as you guys. That's the truth of it, or we wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, you can only go someplace so much that you don't want to go just to go.
yeah,
So when we get stuff like this, it is exciting for us, and we're just excited to be here as you are to have us. So I appreciate that excitement, and it's coming right back from us.
so I'll tell you what, Paul, when you see this, this guy rocks.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. He's a great guy, and he's given me everything that I have. Is just like, if Paul didn't give it to me, it came somewhere from his direction, and he's never asked for anything back. But I'll always give him everything I can. But he does that for everybody. All you have to do is be in a man's life, and you'll get something from it. No matter what it is, whether it's knowledge or a friendship or whatever. So, but that's what I want the entire world to see, the actual Paul Tuttle.
Right.
And that's why, you know, I'm pretty happy with everything that's going on. But like I said, right now, I'm happy to be here because I love bike shows and I love car shows. And I'm going to win that station wagon, I think, tomorrow.
All you got to do is buy a ticket.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is buy a
But it will be
ticket.
fun. So if anybody sees or everybody's watching, we can let everybody know a portion of the proceeds of the OCC shirts will go to Headwaters for
That is
Heroes,
awesome.
which I really appreciate.
That is awesome. Well, Randall, I appreciate
do
you
it.
joining me today.
Yeah.
This has been fun. We need to do more of this.
It
Absolutely.
is fun.
We're starting to get a little crowd out here.
know.
People are sitting in and watching, and oh my God, is that Steve
I'm on
Land?
my Steve Land.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
what's up, brother?
Matt Deathridge.
Listen, since you have the somewhat similar, it's not the Paul Senior mustache, just before we go, I'm kind of uncomfortable. I did talk a lot today, and nobody has told me to shut up yet. So
Shut up, Nick.
That's all I need. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining this session. Check in at Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors, Pursuit Channel, Americonic TV, www.headwatersforheroes.com. Come back to the next one. Thank you.